Hey guys, I'm Shy. I am the owner of the NBC, which is the logo should be up here, up in the corner. You can't see me pointing, but yeah, it's up there. And this is my draft analysis for the league. I know that at least one other person will be uploading. I will put them in the description. He is one of the other coaches. He coaches the man. I came prepared for this. What was his name? Give me 1 second. He is the Toronto Torteras. Okay, I can word. So yeah, this league's a little different than most draft leagues. We are allowing Catmons, something new to try out, and we're also allowing some other cool mons like, here, let me just bring it up real quick, like, we're allowing, if I can, this was drafted, this is a separate Pokemon, and this thing that nobody's drafted yet as a separate Pokemon. I don't think anybody's gonna draft it. Its stats are pretty ridiculous though. Anyway, back over to the team. So draft didn't start off super well for me. I had the 5th pick. As we started going into the first round, I got sniped immediately. I was not wanting to build a team around Colossoil, but I ended up doing so. My team originally was going to be built around Mega Crucible, which is my favorite Catmon.
Who's taken the pick before?
Yeah, that's Weatherly. He's also part of the thing. He's probably just not going to talk very much, but he's here. So anyway, let's go over my first pick being Colossoil. He was 19 points to start off the draft. He has 2 abilities, Rebound and Guts. Rebound is probably never going to be used by me. It just blocks a status. I might use it to potentially like block a Toxic and put it back on something that Toxics a lot. But besides that, Guts is just 90% better. It's a good status absorber. It's ground dark type. Its stats are pretty ridiculous. Has 133 base HP with 72 SPDF and 72 defense. So Assault Vested, this thing can do a lot with Flame Orb as an item. It can hit really hard. It automatically gets the Guts bonus, or yeah.
It's a better Hippo, essentially.
Basically, gets Guts bonus, so it becomes Choice Banded. Has things access to like U-turn.
Rapid Spin.
Yeah. Earthquake, Knockoff, Sucker Punch. I'm pretty sure it gets Knock. Let me make sure about that. Yeah. It gets Knockoff. It gets a few other cool moves. Just looking through them. I decided to draft around this because it was one of the better Catmons. This is potentially one that might not make it through next year, depending on how everything goes. And same with Mega Crucible. So yeah, I decided to go with this as my first pick. I didn't want to get sniped on it, and it's a really cool mon. I hope to do good cool things with it. So yeah, moving on, we got Revicanth. Ghost Fighting type. It's typing that we don't actually have in game currently, so it's a really cool typing to me. I was wanting to try out it. It became my second pick because a lot of my draft got sniped through this whole thing, so this whole draft is me picking apart my thing. Really cool 2 abilities, Airlock, so I can disable weather, which is great against certain teams. We have somebody who drafted Rain this year, so that'll be great for that. We have Shed Skin. It's a nice ability because it does get rest.
There's also a team that drafted Sand.
That too. This thing gets access to Bulk Up, Drain Punch, Knock Off, Shadow Sneak, all forms of priority. Gets access to Earthquake and Ice Punch and things like that. Really cool mon. Its stats are pretty good. It only has 90 base HP, so it isn't the best, but its defenses are a lot better. So it makes up for that. It has a decent attack stat. Its special attack stat it leaves a lot and wanting, and it's only 65 speed, so it's not the fastest thing. Its shiny looks amazing, and it's kind of, I kind of put this as because I wanted this to be a good spin blocker, and it's my fighting type, so a lot of when it blocks things like Starmie, Excadrill, it beats one-on-one as well, and those are some of the best spinners in the league right now. Kamala is another good one, and this can beat it if it doesn't run Shadow Claw, but if it's facing my team, they'll probably run Shadow Claw. But yeah, this is a great spin blocker in my opinion. It'll hopefully do some work with bulk up sets potentially. Yeah, moving on, we got Vaporeon. We also got Aromatisse, so we got a double Wish Core, but Vaporeon is a good bulky water type. I was wanting some water resistance / immunity for Colossoil because he is weak to water. This is just a really good mon. It gets access to like Haze, Wish, Scald, like all water types, Baton Pass, so I can even like Baton Pass for like momentum and keeping momentum paced. It has decently good stats, 130 base HP with 95 SPDF and 60 defense. So its physical defense is not the greatest, but with that base HP, it takes hits really well, and the water absorbability is so good to keep it healthy if your opponent has a water type that threatens your team really hard.
It's also a very underrated offensive threat with the 110 special attack.
Yeah, it has good special attack too. So yeah, moving on to Aromatisse. Aromatisse wasn't my first choice. I wanted Florges originally, but Aromatisse does do the role of passing wishes better with that base 101 HP compared to Florges's, I think, 72 HP, if I'm not mistaken. Neither of them really get really that great abilities. Romaveil is a great ability though, because it stops it from getting taunted, it stops it from getting encored, it stops it from like getting heal blocked if somebody wants to run like Z heal block on something, so I can still wish. I don't know if that actually affects wish or not. Yeah, this thing gets some great like utility moves from like Toxic, and Dazzling Gleam is a great stab. It doesn't get Moonblast. Or actually, does it get Moonblast? I'm pretty sure it does. Yeah, it does. Okay. I almost lied there. Yeah, that would have been great of me. This is a good mon. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. It's a great fairy type. Gives me a good dragon switch in, which my team currently doesn't really need, but it'll be nice for the future just to have an immunity to dragon, because dragons can just tear through things if you don't have a outrage switch in. So, then moving on, we have Flygon. He's a good defogger for my team. Along with Claw Soil, these two are the best rapid spinner and defogger that my team has currently. I might change down the line if I absolutely need it, as you'll see why in the future. For one of my team members is going to be extremely weak to rocks. This thing gets defog, it gets Dragon Dance this generation, which is great, so you can set up with it finally. Dragon Dance is great on this thing with like Earthquake and stuff, and Dragon Stab. Dragon Ground Stab with Dragon Dance is going to be great. I haven't actually used this thing since it got Dragon Dance. I've used it in League before, and it also can be a good defensive mon if you want it to be, but yeah, I feel like this thing can be really good. It gives me a ground immunity as well with Levitate, so yeah. Moving on, we got Registeel. Has light metal, that's not really important, but it has clear body, so it can stop its stats from being lowered, which is nice versus like things that want to like crunch you or things like that. I kind of wanted a reliable rock setter. I didn't have any hazards up to this point, and I kind of needed some hazards, so I wanted to get some rocks at least. This is good T-Waver, just good bulky steel type in general. My team doesn't have a whole lot of hazards, which is kind of an issue. Might have to make a change to that later on the line. This thing has some insane defense stats, 150 in both defenses with 80 HP. Great typing and steel. Gets access to a lot of cool moves like Flash Cannon, Iron Head, so it can go either side. It has definitely the same attack and special attack, so it definitely can go either way, even if it's not super offensive. Yeah. Hopefully this will be good. I've used this in League format as well before, so hopefully Registeel can be a great role for my team. Moving on, we got the later part of my draft, which doesn't have any other hazards. So yeah, I only have one rock setter, which is going to be an issue for my team. Already looking at it, which is fine. We got Talonflame. We got some good hazard removers for Talonflame.
I think you mean Smogon Bird.
Not anymore. It has access to Flame Body and Gale Wings. Gale Wings is not as good anymore because it did get decreased this generation. Or decreased, debuffed, I guess. And it gets Flame Body, which actually can be really good if you want to run certain sets with it.
Flame Body, Rocky Helmet for Mega Lop.
It gets Bulk Up, it gets Will-O-Wisp, it gets Brave Bird. It gets some really nice just moves in general. Like it's still Talonflame, it just doesn't have priority, which is the issue with it. It doesn't get priority roost, so bulky Talonflame becomes less good because it doesn't get that priority recovery, which is always nice with it. Rocks do kill it, and that's going to always be the issue. Besides that, its great speed is 126. I really was looking for a high speed tier, and this thing definitely filled it, so could be a great offensive mon still, even with Brave Bird not being, like, I won't beat Scarf mons like you normally would unless I'm at full HP, so hopefully Talonflame can do some works this season, prove some people wrong. Some people thought it wasn't a good draft pick.
I think it can be very good in certain matchups if used correctly.
Well, that's all mons.
No. Not quite.
Alright, anyway, moving on to Electivire. Electivire is not my first pick. My first pick technically was Obstrika, and so this draft plan changed drastically. But I was wanting a Mon with a decent speed tier. And it's 95 speed, so it's not awful. Gets motor drive, so it gives me another electric immunity that I kind of don't need. But I do have 2 flying types and a water type, so yeah, that could be a thing. This thing has some great coverage with its physical side. Wild Charge isn't the best physical electric move, or I guess it is the best physical electric move, which kind of sucks. I wish we got a better one. Special attack stats not terrible with 95 and attack. Its defensive stats aren't awful either. It has 75 base HP with 85 base def, so you can run like Assault Vest on this if you wanted to. Motor Drive is a great ability because it raises its speed, so it can.
Vital Spirit's underrated as well. In case you're playing something like in a
Yeah.
like in a Moongus or a Breloom or something.
Vital Spirit's really nice till you can't be put to sleep, obviously. Yeah, there's not a whole lot to say about Electivire. He's just a great pivot around, or I guess momentum gainer with Volt Switch and stuff if your opponent doesn't have a good ground type to switch in on this, because this thing does get like Ice Punch and stuff like that. So yeah, moving on, we got Gourgeist, which I feel is a very underrated mon. Let me see if I can bring it up. Yeah, we have the 3 different forms of it. Large, I don't feel like large will ever be brought. Small might be, depending on how a matchup works. It has the highest speed of all the Gourgeist forms, so it can be used decently well, but it has the lowest attack, which is unfortunate. The highest attack and the highest defense is Super, which is the better one, which is the one I have up. This thing is really good and bulky. I feel like this one's fairly underrated, at least in general, to some people. It has Pickup as an ability, which doesn't matter for League. It has Frisk and Insomnia, which is also gives me 2 sleep immunities on my team.
And Frisk is also another good ability to
Yeah,
have.
it lets this thing scout, which is great for my team. Just to be able to scout out sets for the team, at least with like items, if you don't know what the item is. So this thing gets access to like Willow, Synthesis, Curse, like all ghost types basically do. Shadow Sneak's really nice. Gets access to like, I think, Seed Bomb, Leech Seed, things like that. Very underrated ghost grass type. It wasn't my first choice, but my first choice got taken, and this one's not a bad one, and I'm looking forward to trying it out, and it's Jack-o'-lantern, looks sick, shiny. So, yeah. Moving on to one of my most unexpected picks, which was Swoobat. This thing gets Unaware, which looking at the stats, I don't think I'll ever use that as an ability. But it has the 114 speed and 77 special attack. Special attack's not the greatest, but it does get the amazing ability of Simple, so it does get Calm Mind. So that makes me get +2/+2 immediately. So like this thing can go through teams just with a +2/+2 immediately with the decent speed tier that it had with 114. Another issue with my team I'm gonna feel like is my 2 highest speed tiers are both flying types, so that could be a huge issue in prep for me. Another thing about this thing is that it does get some decent coverage. It gets also access to some decent it gets like Light Screen, and I don't think it gets Reflect. I think it gets Super Fang, which is super cool, and Tailwind and Taunt. This thing, I don't know, kind of drafted it because I kind of needed the electric type to be a lower point pick, along with it being a lower point pick to fit on my team well. So it's kind of why I went with this. Originally, this was supposed to be a Zebstrika, and this is supposed to be a Sigilif, and I think another thing on my team has changed somewhere. But hopefully Swoobat can do something. We'll see how it ends up working out for the season. It's a very interesting one. And last pick of my draft was Cryogonal. Very underrated ice type. It gets Rapid Spin. Its defense stat is kind of butt.
It got that nice 7th gen buff with the 20 base added defense.
Which will, in some cases, actually matter. But this thing still
might be able to take a Mach Punch in certain situations now.
Yeah, which could be nice, because it does have the base 105 speed, so it actually is pretty fast. It has a 135 speed F, so this thing actually eats special hits like it's nothing. It does get access to like Rapid Spin and Recover.
It could also be a fun Assault Vest user.
Yeah, very great Assault Vest user. It doesn't get a whole lot of coverage. Its best coverage is Freeze Strike, Ice Beam, and then you run like Rapid Spin and like maybe a Hidden Power on it. That's about it. This thing doesn't have a whole lot it can do. It can set up Light Screen as well, as it gets Ice Shard, with that base 50 attack, just in case I need it. It has Levitate, it's its only ability. My favorite thing about this mon is it gets Attract. and it doesn't have a gender, so this move is absolutely useless on it.
No, it's for PP stalling.
Of course, yes. I could run PP stall on this, obviously, with Attract. I think this bomb will be good. It's definitely underrated for some people, and some people do rate it pretty highly for a good ice type. Anybody who says Avalug's better is garbage. Yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed my draft analysis. And yeah, that's about all I have to say. Sorry if it wasn't the best draft analysis you've seen. I do stumble over my words a lot. I'm not very good at talking, as you can tell throughout the video. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys later.